In this video, we will talk about Bionano Genomics, how the company is doing, and if you should buy its shares. Bionano Genomics is a company specialized in identifying diseases and genetic disorders by mapping the genetic information of the patients. When we look at the stock chart of Bionano Genomics, this company has been riding a huge bullish run from the end of 2020 to the early 2021. To put it simply, the stock went up 15x so far in this year. At one point, its stock peaked to around $15 and then entered in a price correction down to as low as $6 and is now recovering back to almost $10. From a purely price action perspective, the stock is currently recovering from the price correction, and usually that means that the stock will resume its bullish trend. However, from my experience, most stocks usually do not shoot up like that within this short period of time, unless the market conditions are in an absolute frenzy. To give you an example, that would be like when Tesla skyrocketed almost 10 times back in 2020. Personally, I believe that we are in a different market situation at this point, mostly because the realities in the real world has since changed, and the market expectation is that there will be new areas to move money into before the end of 2021. The other element is something that I would like to call the financial Jenga game. Everyone knows that the stock has risen massively over a relatively short period of time. This, of course, is mostly due to the discoveries made at Bionano, but I think it's also because investors assumed that ARK will invest in the company, which in turn will boost the stock price even further. That so far has not happened. I believe that over the next couple of weeks, there are two scenarios that are likely to occur. The first one is that the stock would surpass its previous peak and shoot up to $23 to $25 region, and to really take off from there. So all the potentials that people attributed to this company, how awesome it is or how awesome it should be once its technology is commercialized, would be reflected in the stock price very soon. The second scenario is that the stock will continue to rise for some time, but it will not go beyond the previous peak just yet. In order to do that, additional catalysts may be required, such as new major institutional investors buying in its equity, new discoveries in genome mapping, or a massive improvement in the financial statements of Q2 2021. At this point, I don't think that any of these will happen. We probably need to take a step back and to determine what we want from this trade. If we want to trade in and out to take short-term but certain profits, then the positions should be sold as soon as the price goes closer to $13 or $15 in order to lock in the profit. If the intention is to bet on the company's future, then the best approach would be to leave part of the position for the next 2 to 5 years or so, and be willing to tolerate the momentary fluctuations. And that means that even if Bionano Genomics loses all its previous gains, you choose to ignore those losses, because you believe that in the medium or long term, the stock will fully blossom. There are multiple signs why this may be the case. Its genome mapping technology is said to be faster, cheaper, and more thorough than its competitors. The company is praised by organizations that are specialized in the field, not just by the CNBC, Motley Fool, or Bloomberg of this world. There's another element that I think is very significant. In some regions, apparently, Bionano Genomics the tests from the company, can now be considered as medical expense. And that means that there will be more demand from the general public in order to get their genetic information checked. It also means that as far as the authorities are concerned, their findings are legit. For that reason, I believe that the best approach would be to trade 70% of your position for swing trading and at least 30% of your position for long-term holding. The swing trading profit target should be between 50 to 80%, and the long-term holding should last at least 2 years. By that point, I wouldn't be surprised if the stock would be 2, 3, 5x from where it is now. Due to the fact that bionanogenomics is still currently in its early phases, I would recommend to allocate a maximum of 5% of your portfolio to the stock. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please check out my channel for more stock analysis videos.